Unfortunately, our main sewer line for the town we live in backed up into our basement. And my computer lab, as you see it here, is in the basement. This is Zephyr. It's a Z400. So this one is a server, and I'm looking to see if there's any sign of a water line. I don't see a water line most of the time. If the computer gets flooded out, you can see a definite line because there's always a little bit of dust in there. Can't see any corrosion starting on any of the components. I think everything looks okay. Might be a bit of a water line right here. Right there might be a bit of a water line, but I can't see any residue or anything on the cables that would make me think this got wet. So I know this machine should boot. I'm going to give it a shot here. I can't see. There's a little bit of sign right here. Something doesn't look quite right. Gonna put the camera down and rotate it. It looks like maybe a water line right here. What is that? That would translate to here. Maybe you got water, but it's been drying for 2 days, so I'm going to boot it up. Gonna just turn the back of it here a little bit. Maybe a water line right there. Maybe. Maybe the contacts down here for the drives, maybe they did get wet. Maybe that's a little bit of residue from water right there. Anyways, we're going to see if this thing boots. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that it's got wet? What's your observations on this video? Please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. The more I look at it, the more I think that this did get water in it. But I'm interested in your guys' opinion too. It's just kind of not real dust there, but it's just residue from wet dust, I would say. Yeah, I'm thinking it's not good. Just a couple more checks to make sure everything's dry before we boot it up. I don't want to boot it if it's wet. Looks like there's a water line right there. So this connector looks like it might have been underwater.
There's a line right there. Looks like this connector might be out of water. If those other ones were underwater, this one probably was too, but I can't see a definite, maybe right there. Possibly, but I've disturbed it by moving it, trying to unplug it. This one needs another look. So this is a Xeon processor in this one, and it's got 32 gigs of RAM. And this battery needs to be replaced, but I'm going to wait. I've got a bunch of them, but I'm going to wait and look at the other ones, and if I need to get this one up and running, I will. Okay, it boots. So this is a quick video just going over my project PCs. They're all projects waiting to be completed. I've have a collection of older machines that I've been hanging on to, and I will create videos for in the future, but unfortunately our main sewer line for the town we live in backed up into our basement, and my computer lab, as you see it here, is in the basement. So we had water coming in. Made a proper mess, I can tell you that for sure. So some of my PCs got wet, and in this video I'm gonna put them on the bench, each one on the bench. I'm going to crack it open, and I'm going to look and see what happened, if they got wet, if any have damage. Some of the motherboards are full-size motherboards, and they go right to the bottom of the case. So I'm going to crack them open and have a look and see if they got wet, if I can tell they've got wet, and you guys will know as I do as we go through these clips here. So I hope you enjoy this one. It could have been a lot worse. The water is never good when you get inside your building, especially sewer, but we've cleaned it up, and we're hoping for the best here. So wish me luck, people. This one's Spider-Man. There's no motherboard in it. It's just an empty case, and there's no power supply in it. But I'm going to check, and it's got really tall feet. I don't think it took on any water. Oh. The dust is still floating in there. There are some spider webs. I don't think this one took on any water at all. This one is Silver Surfer. This one, I'm pretty sure, got water in the bottom. I remember picking this one up and looking at it, and there was water
up to here. I don't know if the motherboard got wet. We're going to find that out right now. These little spots in here, that's a good indication that water was in here. I don't think the hard drive in there, I don't think that's going to bode well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have the SSD on the eSATA and it's not detected. Maybe I should have waited for a couple more days or whatever to dry this out, but it definitely took on a little water. I'm still going to let this dry out and maybe it comes back to life. There's nothing on it really. I'd like that, when it was installed, I like that Windows 7 because it had a bunch of stuff on it, but it's not critical. But I don't know if this thing's totally fried now or what, if it'll come back once it's dry. This machine is Aurora. This one has no hard drives in it. All the drives are out of it. The motherboard is well off the bottom of the case. As I said before, no hard drives. Bottom of it, yes, that has got water because that lint there is stuck to the bottom of the case. Sign there was water. See right there, there's lint. It doesn't move when you touch it, so it's been wet. Looking for an obvious water line. I don't see a water line. That's the one good thing about having keeping your computers clean. I think this one's going to be okay. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay, we're into the BIOS. So this one boots. Pretty sure it would because the motherboard never got even close to water. A little bit of water maybe in the bottom of the case. No hard drives. No component damage. So this one is looks good. This is the gateway. Network name is Gatekeeper. There's no economical value really. It's just a machine I've got kicking around. Initially, this one doesn't look too bad. There's no hard drive in it. I can see there's been water on the bottom of it. It's got these little spots in here. These spots are indicative of water. There's a stain right here. That looks like a water stain. The motherboard is very close to the bottom of the case. I think this one just needs a wipe down before the corrosion sets in. You can already see it's got a little bit of something going on. The flood was 2 days ago, and if we don't get this cleaned up, we might have some problems later on. But I don't think I don't think it's that bad. Okay, it boots. One is Iron Man network name. It's a server. It was on the floor when the water was coming in, but the motherboard on this one is behaving badly, so whether the motherboard's bad or not, I don't know. I hope not. Well, I get another motherboard for it anyways. No residual water. The dust looks dry. The boards are close. The drives are close to the bottom of the. But I don't think this got any water. I can't see any sign here. Any splotches. The drop. Like I rubbed my finger over there. There is a tiny, teeny bit of dust in here, but it's dry. We're gonna boot it. There's no boot drive established on this one. It does have. 4 terabyte drives in RAID 10, but it should boot. It'll boot to the RAID settings, and then it will boot. He wants to rebuild and then it should go to BIOS, because none of them are slated as. It goes to BIOS. I do see right along the bottom, looks like a water line down there to me. And I think this did take on some water, but this is this was donated to the cause. By far not my favorite PC in all of the ones I have, but we'll crack her open and have a look. Motherboard sits down a little low. Dust on my finger. So this is good. It's dry dust. It's not wet dust. I don't really see any water line. The hard drive is really close to the bottom of the case here. There's no water in the. There's a well right here. Boots, no problem. Go into Windows. Okay, this is a Gateway laptop. Gateway laptop, NVS1B02H. I checked this just before I moved, and it was working. It was in a bag that got damp, but I don't think this got wet at all. We're going to try and boot it. Hear the fan, and it boots. Boots to Windows 7. This is a Dell E6400 series. It's booting. I didn't have any doubt that this would boot. It was sitting in a bag, and the bag got a little damp, but I don't think the computer got wet. So this looks like it's okay. This is a Dell D8500. It was in a leather bag, and the bag was damp, but I don't think the computer got wet. Seems to be booting. Doesn't like the settings in the clock, probably because the battery for the CMOS is dead. But this seems to boot. So strike any key. Strike the F1 key. Okay, BIOS works. This is my ThinkPad T530, Lenovo ThinkPad, and I'm pretty sure this was on top of the computers, so I don't think it got wet. I don't think there'll be any problem trying to boot this. This also has Mint on it. I suspect no problems. Network name for this one is Black Bolt. Yeah, no issues. This was an Asus ZenBook in the original box. It was on the floor. I don't think, it doesn't look like it got wet. Cardboard's not swollen or anything. Still in the original box. The fabric holding for the laptop is still good. Doesn't look like it's been wet. Screen's a little dirty. This might power up. Nope. And it's going into Mint.
Wow, that took a lot longer than I was expecting. But anyways, it's kind of the summary for the video here. You can see most of the machines survived, except for the one with the bad SSD. I did work with that SSD. I dried it off, let it sit, and it's dry, and I put it in the drive caddy I have, and I can see it. I can see all the files on it. So I haven't put it back in the machine and booted the machine. That machine was Silver Surfer, but it boots, and you can see behind me here, I've got the Z400 back on the bench. I did change the battery on it, and it's booting fine. So, but anyways, thank you for your time, you guys. If you have any comments, or if you have anything you want to add to this, I will end up doing a feature on all of these machines and breaking them down and let you know what's what. Actually, that Dell D8 8500, I've got a whole bunch of little components for that add-ons, because it has like a caddy. But this video is already long enough. I just wanted to give you guys a quick little summary, and thank you for watching. Really appreciate it when you guys like and comment and whatnot, share with your friends. So anyways, that was a daunting little project. I hope I don't ever have to go through this again. So take care, enjoy, and catch you in the next one.